Hey everybody.
Hey.
Hey guys, we just want to send you an update on what has been happening with us here in Nicaragua and what we have been doing, what God has been doing in the ministry. We were able to visit the United States during the holidays. It was a great time for us just to spend time with family and see lots of you guys. And then we returned back here in January, and we have been extremely busy since we've been here. Had a lot of great opportunities to share the gospel and bless people, and it's been awesome. So some great people have provided for some churches here. We were able to put 2 brand new roofs on. We're currently in a project right now building walls on the church, and we have another project, another big church to build here soon. And so we've been busy there. We also were able to give a pastor a boat motor who lives out on the islands in Lake Nicaragua, and he does a lot of ministry with people who live on the islands. And so this is just a cool opportunity to be a part of that. And then we were able to bless a church with a newer church van. The last one, we called it El Burro, a donkey, and it was basically just rust held together with duct tape. And so they do a lot of great ministry. It's a great church, and so we've been able to bless them. Many people have asked us about COVID, what's going on with that here, and it's still active. However, maybe not as active as in the United States. I think early on there was a lot of sickness, and maybe some herd immunity is happening now, but people still wear masks in public places and that kind of thing. And so we're keeping ourselves safe and doing what we should do. And but that's created some difficulties for airlines and for governments and all that kind of stuff. I know now flying back to the United States, you have to have a COVID test to enter back in. And so that's created difficulties with people being able to come down and visit us. And so we are just adapting to the needs and the changes that are in front of us, and God is using us to do some cool stuff. So we're going to give you some different videos, some different looks of what's happening, and I hope you guys enjoy this. Nicaragua is a third world country. It's the second poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. And because of that, there's many needs here. One of the biggest needs, or 2 biggest needs that we see, are just resources to be able to do certain things. It's difficult just to have certain things and to get those here. And then secondly are opportunities for progress and for growth. And those 2 kind of play hand in hand with each other. And so as a ministry, we're always looking for where can we meet a need, where is an opportunity for us to step in and help provide resources. So recently we saw a huge need, especially in the area of marriage and for pastors.
So we were able to have a 2-day marriage conference on Friday and Saturday, and we had over 60 pastors and their wives there, and it was just a wonderful time of teaching, of restoring your marriage. We did a vow renewal, and since then we've seen so many marriages just closer. Their relationships and their families are closer, and their lives are changed, and because of that they're able to be better pastors and leaders in their churches. It was just a wonderful time.
We grew up in a culture where those kind of teachings and those opportunities were constant for us. And so it's one thing that I take for granted, and that I feel like God has given us the ability to do here, is to be able to provide some of the basic things that we grew up in a church culture and environment that taught these things and provided these things often. Another area that's coming up very soon for us is in the area of Sunday school and Christian education. A lot of these churches are poor, don't have many resources, and so they lack in their abilities to be able to educate and help their kids learn basic Bible truths. And so we're going to provide for these pastors opportunity to send their children leaders to a 12-week training And then at the end of that, we're going to do a specific training with each of their Sunday school teachers and leaders in this area, and provides them a material that lasts 3 years long. It will teach 91 doctrinal truths over the 3 years, and begins in Genesis and ends in the book of Revelation. And so we just want to say thank you for praying for us, for giving us these opportunities to be able to bless others so that they can be empowered to help and bless their own people, and educate and train and disciple them. And so thank you guys for believing in us and sending us here to be able to bless others.
Thank you.
A recent opportunity that I've been asked to be a part of is to help overhaul a national denomination seminary here. For many years it has suffered, it has struggled to provide a good quality education to pastors of this nation. And so through some networking that I have and pastor relationships, they've asked me to come in and help transform this seminary into a great tool for this denomination. And so we're looking at their material that they use, we're looking at their teaching philosophies, we're looking at their methods of teaching to help them to better educate and train pastors to be the best leaders and pastors for the churches here. And so we've already began with a 2-day training with pastors on teaching methods and philosophy and teaching and leadership, and really that they are influencers of this nation. They are influencers of thousands of people because they are touching the lives of these pastors and helping educate and form them. And so I'm looking forward to this great opportunity. And so I had a heart to educate and train pastors who are influencers, but now have the opportunity to influence the influencers, which is pretty cool that God has given us this opportunity. And so I'm really looking forward to see what God is going to do through this endeavor, through this difficult work. It's going to be a process, but I think He's going to be victorious. And so really excited about this. We wanted to give you an update on some people we've introduced to you before and introduce someone else to you. A guy named Emilio. Emilio has been a guy from the street, has a checkered past, as many of our neighbors do around here. And I met Emilio about 2 years ago and just began to talk to him and just be kind to him and share with him. And one day he came and he asked for a job. Obviously I didn't have anything for him, but just knew that he was different and wanted to help this guy out. And so just through time, developed a relationship with him, began to invite him to church. He started attending church, and he returned back a couple of months ago, right when we returned back, and he said, I want to ask you something. I've got an opportunity for a job, but I don't have the resources to get the papers that I need, and I need a cell phone to be able to communicate in this job. Can you help me? And so we provided him a short-term loan, and it has been going well. He's been working and providing and been paying that back as well. And so it's just been a cool opportunity to see the transformation in his life and his involvement in church, his involvement, his personal growth, and so it's been great.
I think we told you about Pablito last time, and he is such a sweet boy, and he is continuing to attend his classes at Corazon Contento for his dyslexia. I'm in constant contact with the teachers there, and they say he's not missed a week, that he is very eager to learn, that he always has his homework done, and that they are seeing a lot of progress in his reading, so he is able to overcome his dyslexia with the techniques that they are teaching him, and they can tell that his confidence has increased because he is able to read more now.
We also mentioned to you about 2 Jorges. Just want to share with you about those. This is not always the case, but these 2 guys have been doing well, continue to be involved in their churches. We've seen their kids really get involved in one Jorge, his kids really get involved in church, and it's just cool to see the transformation that happens through the gospel of Christ. And that's not always clean and easy, and it doesn't always happen like we think textbook. It's not a magic formula. Oftentimes it's pretty messy, and but God is faithful and is still continuing to change lives. And so we want to say thank you for, there's so many other stories. We want to say thank you for blessing their lives and seeing the life change and transformation in them, and how they're able to now turn around and bless others. And so thank you for changing and impacting lives here. We talk about blessing and opportunities, and we've got two new things that we want to share with you where we've been able to give those to people into local churches.
So since we've been back, we have been able to start 2 new feeding programs in areas that were highly affected by the hurricanes last year. And so these feeding programs open up opportunities for these families. Most of these families can't provide the basic needs, rice and beans, and so they're able to attend a feeding program, they're able to hear the Word of God, but also receive a meal, rice and beans, and it's able to provide for their family. Now they're able to care for their family. But also it's a way for the church to use it as an evangelism tool for its community, to go out into the community and meet the community and invite these people to their feeding program so that they can receive a blessing for their family, but also receive a spiritual blessing from the Lord. So now, as a ministry, we have 12 total feeding programs, so thank you for your support in those areas. Also, since we've been back, I've been able to start a new beginner English class in a local church. It's been going great. I average about 20 to 22 people in that class. And also I still have my advanced English class going, and I have 8 students in that class, and they're really growing. Some of them are translating for our ministry and other ministries. And so learning English in this country, they're able, because they know English, to earn 3 times more than the average person because they know another language. And that just helps them to be able to provide for their family, educate themselves, and better themselves in the future. So it's just an honor to meet with these students every week, and they have a passion to learn a new language, and just their enthusiasm is awesome.
So I want to say thank you for just giving opportunities to people here to help themselves, for income mobility, to pull themselves out of poverty and place themselves in a position where they can bless others themselves. And so thank you guys.
Thank you.
Hey, we just wanted to give you a little update on our family. A lot of people think that missionaries are mysterious creatures. But rest assured, we are just as messed up as your family is. One thing that we've been doing recently is working on our residency here. We're actually here in Nicaragua on a tourist visa, which creates some difficulties for us through having to go monthly to get our visas renewed and some different things. And so we're in the process to become legal residents here. And that's going to really help us out into the future.
Hey, I have been continuing playing soccer with the kids in our neighborhood, and I feel like I'm learning some more Spanish because I have a Spanish tutor come over every week, and I have been learning fractions in school.
So every day me and Ethan do school through Liberty University. That's been a blessing. But also on Fridays he has the opportunity to attend a small homeschool program with other kids that speak English, and it's really been a blessing to Ethan. He's worked on art and Excel, and they're going to start a soccer program. So it's really been a blessing for him to be able to socialize and speak English and just hang out with those kids. I was able to share in their career week about my job as an OT in the States. So it's really been fun, and we've been able to develop some stronger relationships with 2 other families. So it's been good for our family just to have those relationships. So
one of the things that we long for is just relationship, as you all do. And so we are thankful for all the calls and messages that you send us, and we look forward always to coming back, but we know where our calling is, and that's here in Nicaragua. And so we are doing well. God is blessing us, and we're thankful to be here and to be a part of this journey that He has us on. And so thank you for joining us in this journey with us, and hopefully our lives are a blessing and inspiration to you. And again, we've said it many times, we want to say it again, thank you for supporting us through prayer, through your resources. Thank you for supporting this ministry that we're part of, and you are changing lives on a daily basis. You may not even know it, but you're doing some great things. You should be proud of yourself and how God is using you. Thank you guys once again. We love you.
Thank you. We love you.